Hi everyone. I'm live again, and today might be a little bit different than what you're used to, and I'm finding the courage to actually share my channelings and the insights I have received. This actual information as I journal to understand more. So I journal to understand more about myself when I'm feeling things, and yesterday I needed to understand a few things that I've been going through, and from that I was led to Kate Byron and to look into her stuff, and I watched a few of her YouTubes, and there were certain things she was saying that gave me, like, all of a sudden I could see images and hear things behind what she was saying, and it's like I could understand deeply something, which then reminded me of something I wrote and channeled on the 29th of September, and so now I can see the relationship between them. So this might be, it probably is one of the first times that I bravely share the insights that I receive through writing publicly, and I'm just going to do it because it's such a deep urge to do this. I wanted to record and then like re-edit, but I kept hearing just go live and do it, and it doesn't matter. Who resonates will resonate, and who doesn't, and you know how the story goes. So what I'm going to share is this whole thing has to do with our experience on planet Earth, on Gaia, our fears, doubts, our thoughts, how our thoughts are thinking things and coming up. Our thoughts keep talking, and we believe them to be the reality or the interpretation of others' self or reality in the world. And the information I keep receiving is like, they're little tidbits of, because I'm very curious. I'm very curious about life and human beings and why we're here and all that, right? Which also always leads to more questions and more openings. And so what I'm going to share today is I'm going to read a small part of what I typed out as I was allowing my spirit, my higher self, the soul, source, to share with me, so that I get answers to my questions. And what I received last night, and just a few minutes ago, I'm sitting and I'm like, oh, I see it so clearly. So I'll start off by reading this, and I'll explain it as to how I saw it, and I hope that this will just give you more peace and understand why our thoughts are not who we are, which Wayne Dyer says, you're not your thoughts, why that is, how does it look like, and what to understand in what we're meant to be doing here on Earth, and why we feel all what we feel all the time, and what we're going through, and what we're trying to shift and change into, because we're shifting and changing the world. Okay, so I'll first start off with reading, and then I will give you the insights of today, because they're going to completely lock in and merge, but it's, I think, more important to hear what I wrote. Okay, so I'm going to be reading, so I'm not going to be looking at you. All this reality is not real. What you are seeing and being is not real. Therefore, everything is fine and well. The matrix of the world you are in, the universe you live in, is dictated by the thoughts and words of others and yourself. What is said out loud or internally makes the fabric of reality every millisecond of every microsecond of the day. This is just the way it is. Your bodies are wired to the matrix. So what I saw is our bodies, they're like these thin green wires or threads from Gaia into our bodies, or our bodies are connected to Gaia or to Earth, right? And therefore, whatever you feel and think of becomes like a code. It's a pulse, like a vibrational pulse. That's how I saw it. And I could only translate it as a code then, but now it's like a pulse, like a that is put into the matrix of Gaia. The bodies are fully attached to it. They are the ones that program it constantly. That is why it is of utmost importance when the collective meets together, they are to speak of things they want, as that puts the pulse of the program into the fabric of the code. So then I wrote, I see these green threads, which I just shared with you, and they're all connected to the humans. And the fabric looks like these bubbles, like how we see auras and energy bubbles. They're like bubbles, in a sense, that surround each individual, but then there's a collective bubble that forms over that, that all us individuals, as I pulsate out my thoughts and my words and my beliefs, as I pulsate them, because every millisecond of every millisecond it is creating, and I'm in the collective, we are all creating that reality together. Okay? When one is alone, then what one thinks and feels becomes the reality where they are at. When one is with others, depending on the individual's power of self-alignment and trust in yourself, that is the power. I trust who I am. I trust my reality, right? The reality becomes it for the group of people. So in the collective group of people, one person is needed to be in full trust and alignment of themselves. And it's like they are so powerful in creating the matrix of every millisecond through their thoughts, because of so much self-trust and trust of life and the universe, that it actually becomes the reality of whatever collective people are with them. So then I got, gather in goodness and laughter. Brighten up the energy within yourself and believe it deeply that it is true, and it will be contagious to others, where they will start to pulsate with your energy codes, with your pulsation or vibration, stronger than theirs, since no one is able to hold on to their personal power or the program they have in these thoughts that come in. Like, just think about it this way. When I'm going through my thoughts and I'm not solidly in truth and trust, what happens? I become, wobbly, right? Like inconsistent. So I'm like doubting myself. I'm not sure. I'm judging others. I'm doubting others. I'm judging me. I'm like, are they right? Am I wrong? Who's right? Who's wrong? So I'm not solidly firm in me. I'm not solidly firm in what I see to be true, right? And I trust it, and there's no fear. I'm not solidly there. So if I'm like this, then it's so easy for that to be the pulsating energy that I emanate, and the collective all is emanating too. But if there's only one person that's in that solid, like a solid oak tree, really like there, the pulsating of it, okay, is more powerful than the pulsatings of the wobbly people, the shaky, the in doubt, insecurity, like going here. Oh, I trust myself. I don't. I trust. I don't know. Right? That one is so much more powerful that it changes the pulsing vibration of that. It's like all I see is like heartbeats, like constantly shifting. That changes the collective, and the collective starts to change while they're around you. That environment starts to shift, and they're pulsating now more in rhythm with your pulsation, right? Just by doing nothing, just by you being you, in a sense, more centered. So the one who holds the more intense vibration wins or takes over. Even if it is 1 in 50, 100 people that is in that security, right? And I just got this, like, notice in the presence of enlightened people or those really calm people that are so centered, they trust life, they trust themselves, they have no judgment for others, they're doing the work for themselves. Around them you feel more peaceful. Around them you feel more confident and more self-assured and more secure. You feel safe, right? Because now their pulsating is so consistent. Dum, dum, dum. Yours might have been dum, 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 whatever that pulsating is. But theirs is so consistent that you start to fall into rhythm with that and you start to feel very different, right? You start to see life better. You start to feel a lot better. I'm like getting more information now. When you are in the collective, care for the pulses you're putting into the environment as they become truth. When encountering others with less joyous, trusting, pulsating codes that are spewing out of them, then simply accept it. Do not judge it. Do not change it. Accept that that is where they're at. Okay? And accept it and keep pulsating your trusting vibration. Notice that that is not you, that you are the solid oak tree or the solid, right? And surround it with love, with no judgment, okay, at all, or insecurity diving into it, or thinking, what if they're right and I'm wrong? Stay solid where you're at, and their vibration will change. They will have to pulsate with you, because the minute you shake, you're with them. The minute you don't shake, you're the one that has a consistent pulsing, right? In a perfect rhythm, in a perfect vibration rhythm of the higher realms, right? And I'll go into Mother Gaia soon. It will transform easily as what they hold is shaky and wobbly and uncertain, coming into your certainty. The minute you wobble, their uncertainty becomes your uncertainty. The minute you don't wobble, your certainty becomes their certainty. Their uncertainty becomes your certainty. This makes sense. There's nothing for you to do other than solidly hold and trust that you are safe and well, and life is filled with joy. Even their feelings are allowed to enter the realm of joy. It has nothing to do with how others are feeling, right? Therefore, you have to dim your light. You have to go into the insecurity, in the self-doubt. They are allowed to feel what they feel, right? You don't have to change them. You don't have to go out of your way. You don't have to go out of your way to say, no, you have to feel better because you're going to make me wobble and me shake and me get insecure. Like, you have nothing to do with that. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to brighten up the day for them, for nothing. You just have to remember where you're at and allow them, give them the freedom to be where they want to be. They're doing their thing. They're feeling insecure. They're feeling less than themselves. They're doubting themselves. They can do whatever they want. As long as you're pulsating at the same pulsating energy, and you're going through your thing, and you just remind yourself, I trust. I am safe in my body. I am safe to feel trust as somebody else is not feeling trust. I am safe to be in my trusting self. I am safe. I think that's the most important thing. It's been coming up so much for me. I am safe to be in this body, to be happy, to be in alignment, to look at life through the eyes without the filters of fear. I am safe to do this, right? Even if others aren't feeling it, I am safe to do this. And as I continue to trust that I am safe in this vibration, what starts to happen? My pulsing starts to find its rhythm. And it becomes it's a consistent beat. It's not a jabbered. And in your consistency, everything else kind of just starts to pulsate. Everyone around you starts to pulsate with that consistency. Okay? So that's part one of what I wrote. And then there's a whole other part. I'll do this. I'll read that another time, because it has to do more with how do I maintain that state outside of grabbing onto others or feeling like I need to like shrink away, like I'm scared of this person, how they feel, like, you know, like, why am I feeling good and they're not feeling good? What if I lower my vibration so that I can meet theirs and then hire them up with me, right? Or take them to where I am at, which doesn't ever happen, right? It cannot happen, because you got to pull yourself up first for others to match you, right? I mean, when we want to speak with the divine, or, you know, we can speak anytime, we always get answers, but when can we hear it? When can we be privy to the information that we're receiving? What our insides are saying is not when we're like in like panic mode inside and like, oh my God, I hate you, Rain, you're so judgmental, stop judging, you're you know, look at you, you'll never change. Like when we do all that, it's so loud. How can we hear that gentle talk inside, the gentle truth, right? It's always like when we ask for help, it's always answered in every way possible. The problem is that we can't hear it due to the thoughts and the self-blame and the judgment and the, you know, blaming others and the world for our misery and all that stuff. It's so loud. And that's the same thing. We don't go into that other person's vibration where it's so loud for them that we can't even hear that gentleness inside God's truth, for example, right? And so if I go into their noise, I lose awareness of my guidance system, of the inner gentle voice that's speaking so lovingly and beautifully inside. And I want that voice, because the more I hear it, the more I can help others, but not by going into their noise, by maintaining my peace, the peacefulness that I have worked so hard to achieve, or I've like put in great effort and intention to achieve. So it's not selfish to maintain it. You have more clarity when you can maintain it. You have more space inside when you can maintain that for you. And then you're more of service, because that pulsating thing I keep seeing is vibrating also to everyone around you, because you're energy beings, right? You're just pulsating to everyone around you. They're going to receive it if it's consistent. It's going to keep bouncing into them until they start to shed the noise inside, so they can hear that vibration instead. Wow, this just came to me now. This I didn't even write. That's not what I heard a few minutes ago to do the YouTube, but this is enlightening for me too. So I guess the way I channel, I don't turn into something, I just receive. And I think I receive all the time. So interesting. When I'm here, when I'm not, when I'm here, when I'm more in surrender and at peace with whatever is, and I'm cool with my pain, where I'm not angry at being angry, because angry at being angry, now it's too much noise inside. But when I'm just angry, then I can still hear the gentle voice that's saying, cool, you experience anger, cool. Like I can hear that gentle voice, and then I vibrate differently, because I trust also the anger. I'm like, it's not about being the Zen person. That's not what I'm talking about when you are centered and grounded. When you are centered and grounded, you're very surrendered, even to the feelings you're feeling, even to the thoughts you're having. So I just want to add because I took little notes here regarding what I received, but this is very important. I think this is so helpful. If you just feel into what I'm saying and just let it sink into your truth, let it just sink in, because it'll change. It'll shift you. Because vibration changes and shifts people. Anyway, so I'm speaking louder because I forgot to put my microphone. So basically what I received today was, and last night when I was watching Kate Byron and I heard that, is that Gaia has, like, all the humans that lived on planet Earth, their bodies go back to the Earth. And then when we're born, our bodies are like kind of coming back from the Earth in a sense. Like it's reincarnating itself in human form, and everything else on here is from Gaia, like the planet itself. And how I see it, due to what I was sharing, that we are connected through these threads to Gaia. We are part of Gaia, so we are part of Earth. I know a lot of you know this, but we are part of Earth, right? We and Earth are the same. We're the same make. We're part of it. We're not the soul. The soul itself is not from Gaia, right? The soul, the spirit, is from, the universal dimension, from source, from whatever it is that you believe. And the soul comes into Gaia in human form, right? So the human has all the codes, all the beliefs. I don't matter. I'm not good enough. I'm unworthy. I'm undeserving. I don't deserve to exist. I'm worthless. I am nothing. I'm insignificant. I'm not lovable. All the shadow, all the beliefs that all of humanity that has been on the planet has experienced, because that is what lives in Gaia, right, as it's transforming. And so when we are born, the soul comes into this form that is Gaia, in human forms. That's how I see it, popping out, Gaia popping out and giving humans like that. And we are experiencing, the reason the thoughts drive us crazy is because we are experiencing the pain of Gaia, or the beliefs that Gaia has due to the interactions there was on Earth, because it takes it back in, right? When you die and you go back into the Earth, and that memory and those codes are in there. And so what we're meant to be doing here today, now that conscious awareness is waking up, is that Gaia's transformation, or need to purge or to be something different outside of that pain or darkness or program of beliefs, is that the souls now are coming to alertness, because as I'm dressed up in this body now, and my soul is in it, and I'm aware that I'm a soul having a human experience, and that this body, this human experience, is very painful and challenging and filled with so many beliefs that I am now trusting these thoughts. And the repetition, they're very repeated. Like you will always, like, if we can all share how we truly feel deeply when we are disconnected from our soul, it's very painful, right? We'll all share very similar feelings, right? Like, I want this person to feel better so I can feel better. I wish that they would stop drinking so that I can, we can have a better life. Controlling others and judging self, and we all go through it. Like, there's no one that doesn't know what you're talking about when you're expressing how you feel about yourself or others, right? Everyone has experienced it somehow, because that's what's stored in Gaia, in the body. And our soul is here now, and there's more transparency. Like, wait a minute, this isn't really me. This is Gaia. This is what. And I'm going to change my codes inside. I'm going to bring in my soul and open it up and give more space in this body, because as souls, we are here to change. Like, how I see it is like we're this Gaia, and we're changing codes inside, right? We're changing it all. Like, I love you even. We're pouring love on all our beliefs, or pouring love on these shadows which haven't ever been loved or appreciated or seen. And seeing the problem here, the weight of this body, the weight of these beliefs and the ancestors and everything that ever existed here, And we're here as souls to like bring healing to that. So you are in charge of this body. You're not in charge of anybody else. This is my body that I've chosen to come into. This is one hair of, let's say Gaia's a head with hair. I am one strand of the hair that's going to work on this hair, this DNA, release it, clear it up, let it know it is loved, shift it around, take care of it. I'm in charge of it so that it starts to vibrate and pulsate at a different rhythm without so much shame, blame, fear. So I'm in charge of this. You're in charge of the body you have. You're in charge of the body you have. You're in charge. And we're all like hairs because we're all together working on Gaia. Let's say Gaia. Each one of us is a strand of hair. And when one strand of hair just starts to go stupid, right? Then chaos happens. But all of it, if we can all work together, knowing that I am here to heal these aspects, and as I heal this, the hair next to me is going to feel that vibration and the pulsating and it just starts to go. But it's like knowing that you are in charge. You're here so specifically to help Gaia remember more of her worth and the beauty, and by doing that, it's through the human form, because this body is not ours, it's hers. The soul is who we are, right? And we're dressed up in this and just recoding. It's like all I can see is like I'm pressing codes here and recoding the body so that Gaia herself can find a new shift in harmony, in more resonance with the universal law of love, right? And especially that we have been acting on Earth in a clockwise when the universe is counterclockwise in motion. That just shows that we haven't been going in rhythm. And so this is what has been coming through to me. And so much has just come just by doing this. So thank you, God, for forcing me to do this and pushing me against all my fears of people thinking I'm woo-woo and all that stuff, random people, not the ones who know me and know that I do this. So just pay attention. What it's all saying is you are important to fix, to work with, to come to clear awareness as to what you're the body that you've been given to work through the codes and the vibrations and bring more clarity to the soul. Keep remembering who you are, because this is not you. All these pains are not you, right? It's part of the Gaia pain that we are here dropping in as souls and just recoding, reshifting, rechanging. So that once we leave here and the body goes back, it goes into the earth and adds something new to it for the next and the next and the next experiences that will be coming in human form here. And that's what we're actually doing. This is what I saw. This is what it feels truth for me and what I know. Oh, okay. So, hi, Isha. Oh, thank you, sweetheart, for your beautiful comment. So I hope this is helpful. I have this deep feeling that I'll be doing a lot more of this kind of channeling. I don't like the word, but maybe I would rather say transmission, because it feels like a transmission more than a channeling. It feels like I'm being given information to share. Whether I agree with it, whether I think it'll be accepted or not, whether I take myself out of the equation and say, I'm going to share regardless, and because it's truth. So all the experiences you feel you have, your past experiences and all that stuff, and past lives, these are just Gaia's lives, actually. that you are embodying, that you have to feel through this journey when you're here, this few seconds in comparison to the universal time that you're here. You're supposed to feel that whole entire lineage that comes with this body, comes with all the beliefs and all the beliefs of the collectives, so that the codes can be shifted by you. Right? So that you can experience in them and then awaken and say, wait a minute, this isn't me, this is Gaia, and I'm here to decode and help and release and put in new codes. Trust, universal trust, surrender, peace, love. And every time I'm challenged, to pour that out over with love, because this is my mission. You are your mission. Ah. Oh my God, that was so delightful. That was delightful. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Source. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I will let you go. I have to go to work. Let me know if this resonates with you, how it felt to hear this, what clicked, what didn't, what questions do you have, what insights did you get? Because as I share from such a deep place, you open up and you start to receive more information for yourself. Please share that with me, and share this video with others, and let's have fun and let's figure out how to set ourselves free. Take care of yourselves. Love you all deeply, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.